Yep. Good evening. This is the meeting of May 24th, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, pursuant to the applicable portions of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law, adequate notice of this meeting has been given. This meeting is posted on the bulletin board located in the corner door of this building and published in the newspaper on January 13th, 2021. Councilman Bacchione will lead in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Councilman Bacchione?
Here.
Councilwoman Gingrich? Councilman Burns?
Here.
Councilman Signorelli?
Here.
Councilman Buccio?
Here.
Councilman Gross?
Present.
Council President Cadano.
Here.
Item 3A, we'll start with to fulfill a position, the mayor will take over.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, esteemed council members, members of the public. As you all know, on May 1st, our Chief of Police, Karen DeMichael, retired. She was also our Emergency Management Coordinator. That is a direct mayoral appointment in consultation with our new Chief, Kevin Santucci, and our Deputy Emergency Management Coordinator, Captain George Doan. I am recommending and appointing tonight Michael Tier to the position of Emergency Management Coordinator. I'm going to ask Detective Tier to come on up, and we're going to officially swear him in. Just to give you a little information, Detective Tier was born and raised here in Berkeley Township and is a graduate of Central Regional High School. After high school, he attended and graduated from Mortimer College in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, with a BA in history. Detective Tier currently resides here in Berkeley Township with his wife, Lindsay, and his 2 children. Detective Tier's law enforcement career started in 2005 with the Lavalette Police Department, serving a special law enforcement officer, Class 1 and Class 2. Detective Tier attended and graduated from Class 87 of the Ocean County Police Academy in January of 2007. 2010, Detective Tier was hired with the New Jersey Department of Corrections. Detective Tier graduated from Class 222 of the New Jersey State Corrections Academy and was awarded the Stone Ratzick Professionalism Award. Following graduation, Detective Tier was assigned to New Jersey State Prison in Trenton, New Jersey as a corrections officer. On September 7th, 2011, Detective Tier was hired by the Berkeley Township Police Department and assigned to the Patrol Division. In February 2015, Detective Tier was assigned to his current position at the Detective Bureau. Detective Tier's primary area of investigative responsibilities consists of financial crime, arson, and narcotics-related investigations. He has successfully investigated cases including homicide, narcotics distribution, robbery, burglary, money laundering, fraud, and others. Detective Tier also assumes several additional duties in the Berkeley Township Police Department, including the department's LESO coordinator. Through this program, Detective Tier has procured over $300,000 in additional resources and equipment to support the department's response during emergency operations at no cost to the township. Detective Tier has also previously served in the police department's ATV unit. In September 2012, Detective Tier began in a volunteer position with the Office of Emergency Management. During Superstorm Sandy, he was selected to serve in the role of deputy coordinator and assisted in coordinating the reentry of South Seaside Park residents and the program for residents, contractors to gain access to the Barrier Island to begin our rebuilding. Since 2012, Detective Tier has responded to various emergency events in the role of OEM deputy coordinator to include multiple snowstorms, large-scale wildfires, and most recently a COVID-19 pandemic. He has also participated in multi-state and county OEM exercises. In addition to his police duties, Detective Tier has been serving in the Pennsylvania Army National Guard since 2005. He is currently a major and is assigned to a battalion operations officer for the 1-111 Infantry Battalion. Detective Tier's previous assignments include platoon leader, troop executive officer, troop commander, division tactical command post officer in charge, and task force operations officer. Detective Tier has completed 2 overseas deployments Iraq in 2009 as a reconnaissance platoon leader, and in Saudi Arabia in 2018 as a joint multinational task force operations officer.
Go Army.
Detective Tier is a graduate of Armor Basic Course, the Maneuver Captain Career Course, and then the Command and General Staff Colleges. So as you can tell, he's well qualified to serve in the position of Emergency Management Coordinator. So I'm going to ask Chief Santucci to come on up and hold the Bible. Repeat after me. I, Michael Tier,
I, Michael Tier,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear that
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of the office of
of the office of
Emergency Management Coordinator
Emergency Management Coordinator
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thanks.
Yes. Jim? $10,000.
And just as a side note, my Detective Tier is here, and one of his important capacities as a emergency management coordinator, now previously as deputy coordinator, he was very
That doesn't-
instrumental in filing all the necessary paperwork with FEMA to get our reimbursement back, which is very important.
Sorry.
All looking the same way.
You guys want to get in real quick? No? Come on, hurry. And Captain Nome, the other Deputy Emergency Management Coordinator. You got a one angle in?
Karen. What? I had it. You did? It was in this folder. I had that and the other one that's signed. Because it was already signed. I didn't have it in the folder.
Congratulations.
Hey, John, I found the agreement.
Oh, now we got 3 signed copies.
We got 6. Yes.
I'm just going to recognize the proclamations that we have. I'm not going to read them all. The first proclamation is recognizing the second Monday of May as New Jersey Economic Development Day in Berkeley Township. A copy of the proclamation was delivered to COBA, which is Central Ocean Business Association. The second proclamation is Peace Officer Memorial Day and Police Week in observance, and that proclamation was sent to the police department. The next one is the month of May as Older Americans Month. And of course, the last one, which is, one of the last ones here. I'll do that one last. And then, of course, is Mental Health Awareness Month as May. And then, of course, the one that's near and dear to my heart is we're going to designate the month of May as Paint the Town Purple Month in honor of the Berkeley Lacey Relay for Life.
Is that it, Mayor? Thank you. Number 4, discussion by administration.
Number 4A is cancellations of taxes for 100% disabled vets. It's for Block 560, Lot 42, and on the official agenda, number 16.1.
1 minute, if you would, the mayor's going to speak to the next one.
Whatever you want, Johnny.
Just let me
I can't believe it's been how many years? Item B is to reappoint Judge Gluck as our municipal court judge. I can't believe it's been 3 years, so it's 9 years already? Wow, it's hard to believe. It's been 9? It's got to be 7, maybe 7? Is it 9? Yeah. Yep, that's what it says. It says, whereas there exists the need to appoint a judge in the municipal court for the Township of Berkeley, is whereas James J. Gluck Esquire has previously served in the capacity for the township for the past 9 years and has submitted his credentials and is duly qualified for the position of judge of the municipal court of the Township of Berkeley. And whereas the mayor, with the advice and consent of the Township Council, is requesting the reappointment of James J. Gluck as judge of the municipal court to the Township of Berkeley in accordance with NJSA 2B:12-4. And that's on the official item 16.2. And then the next item is there is a need to for the appointment of a register of vital stats as per NJSA 26:A-11, and whereas Beverly M. Carl, CMR 1189, municipal clerk, possesses the proper certification to serve in such position, now therefore be it resolved by the Township Council, the Township of Berkeley, and the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, that Beverly M. Carl, municipal clerk, is hereby reappointed Register of Vital Statistics in and for the Township of Berkeley for a term commencing January 1st, 2021, and ending December 31st, 2023. And that is on the official item 16.3. And further, that Karen Stallings is reappointed as Deputy Registrar as per NJSA 26:8-17, and that is also on the official item 16.3. Sorry, Karen.
That's okay.
It's these new glasses. I really should take them off to read. Next is shared services agreement with Central Regional, effective July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2024. We have two shared services agreement. One is for security, which is for a law enforcement officer to be in the middle school, one in the middle school, chief, and we still doing 2 in the high school or just 1? 3? 3 in the high school. Or is just 3 total?
No, 3 and 1.
3, okay. 3 in the high school and 1 in the middle school. And the other is for fuel consumption and solid waste. We pick up their garbage through the shared service agreement. And both are 16.4 and 16.5 on the agenda.
Thank you, Mayor. Item D are picnic approvals. All of them are together on the official agenda as item number 16.6. It's the Knights of Columbus at Whispering Pines on June 5th, Kevin O'Shea at Veterans Park on June 11th, Ashley Cantelmo at Veterans Park on June 13th, Pinewald Pioneer Fire Company at Veterans Park on June 19th, Nancy Kides, Whispering Pines on June 26th, and Robin Melillo at Whispering Pines on July 3rd.
Item E is waiving fees for facility use by nonprofit organizations. As you know, we changed the ordinance last year because we've been getting a lot of requests to use our stage area. We really didn't have a fee structure in place. Now that we put the fee structure in, As part of the ordinance, we agreed on a where and as needed basis that if it was a nonprofit organization, that we would seek to waive the fee for those organizations. So on the agenda, we have Evelyn Thomas for her Zumba classes 3 days a week, Veteran Stage, Girl Scout Jersey Shore May 5th, meeting and craft event at Veterans Pavilion, Boy Scout Troop 83 June 8th and July 27th, Scout functions at Veterans Pavilion. Item 4, Wellspring Church July 4th, church services and barbecue, Veteran Stage. We're on the official item 16.7, 8, 9, and 10. The next is awarding a contract for inflatable outdoor movie screen system to Deutsch Incorporated in the amount of $26,181.95, and that's on the official item 16.11. As you know, last year during COVID-19, we kind of postponed our concerts until later in the season, and what we did is we had some drive-in movies for the residents of our township, and it came out to be a really big hit. So we decided instead of continually renting a screen, that we would purchase it, and therefore we'd have the opportunity to not only do drive-in movie nights, we could do movies on the beach, we could do movies on Veterans Park, we could do movies at any of our parks, or even want to talk to Councilman Mike Signorelli about maybe even doing a drive-in movies in the senior communities at one of the clubhouses. So it just opens the opportunity to do a lot of good things with this. And for a municipality our size, we really should have something like this so we can expand our recreation, not only for our youth, but our families and our seniors as well. So this was a capital budget item, and it's on the official item 16.11.
Item 4G is approving a contract renewal of Benecard, the prescription plan. We've been using them for the last several years, totally satisfied. And they are on the official agenda number 16.12.
Item H is authorizing the sale of Block 994, Lot 16. This is an undersized lot going to an adjacent owner for $7,600, and it's on the official agenda as item 16.13.
Item I is the annual Municipal Alliance Grant, and that's just us applying for the funds through the County Board of Health, and that's on the official item 16.14.
And items K, L, and M are all authorizing the acquisition of property by the township. I'll read them as to the specifics, but all three of them are lots within the Toms River Park section that are for preservation. They're being purchased for preservation, and they are Block 171, lots 1278 and 1279, and that's on the official agenda as item 12. Block 179, lots 926 and 917, and that's on the official agenda as item number 13. And then block 12, 13, yep.
And 14.
Oh, for that one?
It's on the official as items 12, 13, and 14, because they each have to be done separately.
For each of these, right.
Yes.
And 14, the last one, is the block 185, lots 531 and 532. Thank you very much.
Item 4N is an update of the cooperative purchasing listing. There are a number of dates that had expired and that were renewed for the Middlesex Regional Educational Services Commission cooperative purchasing, and that is on the official agenda number 16.15. O has been removed. Item P is an update to the salary ordinance. This is on the official agenda number 15.
Thanks, Fred. Item Q is the fiscal year 2021 NJDCA Local Recreation Improvement Grant. Mark Dykoff from Recreation has worked well with Claire from Bruno Associates, and they're looking to bring another grant into Berkeley for recreation, and the authorizing that grant is on the official agenda as item number 16.36.
Item R is another emergency temporary appropriation. This is a smaller one. Some of the township funds were a little bit light, so we had to do an amendment, and that is on the agenda number 16.37.
Item S will save for closed. Personnel.
Number 5, comments from the mayor and the council. Mayor Amato,
Thank
you're
you,
up.
Mr. President. I just want to thank everybody on the council for their continuing support. There's a lot of great things going on in our township just over the past few weeks. Along with many of you on the council, we've been attending many events, many gatherings, many awards, Eagle Scout. In fact, there's another Eagle Scout tomorrow night. Just wonderful to recognize those in our community that do so much. I am going to reserve some comments for after everybody, after council members speak, because I don't want to bring up items that the members of the council may be looking to bring up. So I'll wait till the council discusses their items.
You do have a habit of that. You do, and then you leave us with nothing. That's okay. You like to steal the thunder. Councilman Bacchione, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a couple comments. First, I want to go on the record and thank Chief Karen DeMichael for her years of service here to Berkeley Township. In addition to that, I want to thank now Chief Kevin Santucci for the work he has ahead of him. And as a member of the Township Finance Committee, I look forward to working with you and your budget. Also, I want to say thank you to Detective Tier for taking on the responsibility of Emergency Management Coordinator. Not an easy task. God forbid we have a catastrophe here in Berkeley Township like Superstorm Sandy was. We wish him well in his endeavors. And that's all I have today, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman Bacchione. Councilwoman Gingrich?
Good evening, everyone. I would also like to congratulate Kevin Santucci. He's now our new chief. Welcome aboard. This Friday, May 28th, we have the food bank. Starts 9:30 to 11 at 631 Jamaica Boulevard. And I would just like to announce that Holiday City at Berkeley will open up their establishment. They received their certificate of occupancy, and on Sunday, May 30th, the pools will be open and the facility will be open for use, but only to the people that live in the community at this point. So looking forward to that, and that's really all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, I understand we have the land title for the Main Street Beach. Do we have that, John, to bring over to the dive team?
The deed.
The deed?
Yes.
Well, I think we still owe them $10,000 when we complete the deed.
Partial, yes.
Can we hold that back till they clean that site up?
I don't know that we have any ability really to do that, and I don't know that it would serve us well to not get the.
No, not the deed, the money.
Okay. If they'll sign without the money, I
Right,
guess.
I mean,
If
we
they'll sign
discussed.
without the money, I'll take the signature.
Yeah, that site's turning into a real junkyard over there. Saturday, 11 o'clock will be the Memorial Day Boat Parade over at Berkeley Shores. Any council members that want to get on a boat, just let me know, or Bill McGrath or Fred, and we'll get you on a boat for that. The police will be out there. Also, I'd like a resolution, if somebody would make it, for Columbus Day to always be on the calendar in Berkeley Township.
Have a motion?
I'll make
I'll
it
make-
for Jim.
I'll second it.
Any roll call?
Councilman Bacchione?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich?
Yes.
Councilman Burns?
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli?
Yes.
Councilman Buccio?
Yes.
Councilman Gross?
Yes.
Council President Guadagno?
Yes.
Okay, another topic is the noise ordinance around the lagoons and the beach areas, 10 o'clock. You know, I'd like to have that extended to 11 on weekends, but, you know, I think the noise pollution, and I did hear something about leaf blowers or whatever, where, you know, I think we're getting a little too carried away, you know, with that. But I don't have much leaf blowers in my ward, so. Okay, the past couple weeks, we've had some major house fires, one on the end of Dogwood and 2 fires on Moorage. And they were both due to electric shortages in the sheds adjacent to the homes. So if we could put the word out there, I did talk to Kenny Anderson about keeping an eye out for sheds up against the houses with electric in them. A neighbor called me, she had 15 gallons of gas and 2 propane bottles in her shed. So I said, what do you want, to blow the neighborhood up? But, you know, we should get something like that. We did approve the purchase of carbon monoxide detectors for the police for 50, and they haven't been bought yet. They're still shopping for prices, but if we could, you know, maybe go on one of those Middlesex or one of those other buying sites to get that. Yeah. And I want to thank Lauren and John LeCompte for putting up with me with Bowsprit. I think we finally settled that. And just to touch on that, they wanted to put some riprap in front of the bulkhead to stop the wave action from coming up onto the houses and onto the street. But the DEP is making the town move the existing bulkhead back, I think 5 feet, and then put the stone in front of the bulkhead at that point to stop the harm to the eels grass. All right, there's no eel grass there, but now we have to move the bulkhead back, put a new bulkhead in, to put the riprap in to stop it. So, you know, it's kind of silly, and it's going to be a lot of money, but it's going to work. That whole area there is really going, you know, with the mist from the salt. But I want to also congratulate Officer Tier and the new chief. Good luck. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Councilman Burns. Councilman Signorelli.
Start off, congratulations, Chief, and congratulations to Detective Tier also. May your career extend for a very long time. We are going to, we're going to be opening, as Sophia mentioned, the Berkeley's going to be opening up on Memorial Day. The rest of the coalition looks to move towards July 4th as their opening. We have some extra work to do to get open. Our clubhouses have not been closed as Berkeley was, so they're ready to rock and roll. We will be moving ahead on July 4th. Other than that, I don't have anything else. If the mayor wants to talk about doing the drive-in theater, I'm more than open to it. You know, we'll work with you on it. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Councilman Signorelli. Councilman Buscio.
Chief, congratulations. Look forward to working with you. Just a comment, more of a comment. I'm glad to see that the paving has started on Route 9. Went to Home Depot in Lacey today and saw that they started on the northbound side. Hopefully they'll have that completed by July 1st when all hell breaks loose here with traffic. It's bad now, but I'm glad to see it started. And that's all I have to say. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilman Buscio. Councilman Gross.
So, congratulations, Chief. Being a law enforcement, I'd be remiss if I just ignored that, so I would never do that. Looking forward to working with you. Be a fresh change. I know you're up for it. So as of Friday, I guess most of us know the social distancing and mask mandates are over with, which I think is pretty good. So some people have different thoughts about vaccination. Having gotten COVID in November, I still carry the antibodies. Every 4 weeks I get tested. My doctor informed me today I physically can't infect anyone. Apparently there's 2 levels of, there's antibodies, regular antibodies, and there's antibodies at a cellular level. I'm not a doctor. All I know is I have some reservations of my own, but everyone has their own things, so maybe someday I'll be forced to get it. So anyway, stay healthy. You know, if you're going to get vaccinated, do it. And I'm looking forward to getting back to normal. And I guess that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Gross. You want to go first, or?
No, I don't want to take away from your thunder. I don't want to take away from it, because I have things on the list.
But I know what happens if we take away your thunder. Real quick, I just want to congratulate the chief. Well deserved. Anything you need, just ask. We will love working with you guys. Detective Tier also deserves a congratulations. And just on a personal note, it's great to look down to my left and see Councilman Gross back. So we're glad to have you back. You look great. It was hard to cover for you being the most handsome, funniest guy up here, but I think I did a great job. But it's all back to you now. I mean, I try my best, you know. While you were away, we hired a chief that looks like he's 25.
He was one of my recruits at the police academy many years ago.
So it's all good, though. But we're glad to have you back, and we missed you, and
Thank you.
I hope everything's going great. You have anything you need from any of us, just please ask. Mayor, you look like you have a manifesto there.
Most of you guys covered it, so I'm going to be brief. You want to touch on the farmers markets?
Well, I didn't want to take. Okay. So the farmers markets opened up 2 weeks ago. On Tuesdays, the farmer markets are open from 10 to 5 p.m. over at the Berkeley Township Recreation Center. We have a few vendors that are out there now, but more vendors will be coming after Memorial Day. Our South Seaside Park farmers market opens on Mondays and Fridays from 10 to 4 p.m. It's right at the entrance of Island State Beach Park. Again, we have a few vendors out there now, but more will be coming after Memorial Day when it gets a little bit warmer and their products are more sellable at that time. I think this is like our 6th year doing that, Mayor. It is our 6th year doing that. So we're off to a great start. I heard from the first 2 Tuesdays that everything's been going great, actually busier than they thought it would be. So that's good news. I did want to make one mention. I know every September we do the scooter competition over at Vets Park. Unfortunately, with the COVID, and we didn't know how it was going to stand with the governor's rules, and John Marco having to schedule competitions around the world, we're going to bypass it for this year and then come back next year strong and get that all organized. I don't blame the Gatos families were a little worried due to the COVID, and they didn't want to rush it, and if it got canceled, they didn't want to disappoint the kids and stuff. So we'll get that back going in 2022. The summer camp, I feel like I'm one of those puppets. He just keeps pulling the lever and makes me talk here. The summer camp is open.
Registration.
I don't know. I didn't look at the registration. You got that?
Yep.
The summer camp's open.
We're
Obviously, if Mr. Gross says no masks, then your kids can run around and.
We started our registration for the summer camp. So I know last year it was very limited in what we can do. Unfortunately, due to the COVID guidelines, this year is going to be restrictive, but not as restrictive as it was last year. It's still going to be restrictive, but not as restrictive as last year. So we just want to let the parents know as school is winding down that our summer camp is going to be available. Before care, summer camp, and then after care will all be available for a price. You can go to our recreation website at www.btrec.org, berkeleyrec.org, and you can register right online. The beach badge sales for this year, last year was a record year. We sold about 3,400 beach badges for our beaches. This year we're already at 3,100, and the beaches aren't even open yet. So that's a good sign. That's going to be a good year for beach sales. Last year we saw a big uptick because the governor reduced the capacity for Island Beach State Park. It was only open at 50% capacity. This year he announced it's going to be at 90% capacity, which is good. So it'll take some stress off of our beaches out in South Seaside Park. But like I said, beach badge sales are going really well, about 3,100 so far. Tomorrow is our weekly food distribution in coordination with Fulfill, formerly the Monmouth Ocean Food Bank. No questions asked, no reservations needed. Tomorrow from 2 to 4, we will be distributing pre-made meals to those residents that need. And we also receive crisis boxes on a regular basis from Fulfill to those families who need additional supply. You can just contact the recreation department, and they'll make sure you get the non-perishable supplies that you need. I want to thank the Holiday Heights Men's Club for their monthly collection of food. They donate some to the food bank, directly to the food bank of Monmouth Ocean County, which is now Fulfill, and then they do donate some directly to us. There's been a few real estate agencies that have been collecting food drives for us. One is obviously Keller Williams. have done a great job. They've done a great job for us. And also Ro Maloof from her real estate agency has been doing a great job. So the need is still there. All the things are starting to open up by the end of the week. Now, if you've been vaccinated, now you don't need to wear a mask, social distancing as well. So, things are starting to open up a little bit here for the summer. So we're excited for the summer season here in Berkeley Township. As I mentioned last month, our summer concerts are all booked, ready to go. Now there isn't any more outside restrictions. So now come one, come all. Last year due to the outdoor restrictions, we limited our concerts to only Berkeley Township residents. Now, obviously, we're opening it up to whoever wants to come to our concerts. It's a great free night out. And as I normally mention, all of our food vendors are our nonprofit organizations. You got the Boy Scouts, PBA, done it for quite a while, the Elks Club, the Knights of Columbus, the Girl Scouts, church groups. They all sell food at our concerts, and 100% of the money that goes to purchase those food items go to fund their organizations all year round. So not only is it a great free night out, but it's also a fundraiser for all of our civic groups. So we're excited about opening up the concerts again to everybody in Ocean County. And as I previously mentioned on the agenda, we look forward to doing drive-in movie nights. Just bring a beach towel at Veterans Park movie nights, movies on the beach.
Do we have a schedule for that yet, Mayor? Or?
No,
Okay.
not yet, but we're going to be releasing
That'll be posted on our rec site and stuff?
We're going to be releasing it in the next 2 weeks. Please visit our Facebook page. We're going to do some voting on what movies people want to see. We'll put a couple movies out there. We're going to do a sports theme night, like a Star Wars theme night. Different for the younger kids. We'll do movie night. So we plan on really using this a lot to help people get reacclimated to going out and getting back to some type of normalcy. So, Chief, once again, congratulations. I echo Councilman Bacchione. We thank Chief DeMichael for her service to our town, and we look forward to working with Detective Tier, because the Office of Emergency Management is an arduous task to be prepared. And there was no better individual in consultation with the chief and Captain Doan, and both the chief is a deputy coordinator, and so is Captain Doan. So with their consensus, as I read the bio of Detective Tier, he's more than qualified for the position. We look forward to working with it. So I don't anticipate any hurricanes, any snowstorms, any tornadoes, any fires. What did I miss? So we're planning for the rest a nice, cool, easy term. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mayor, for being brief. Number 6, discussion by Township Engineer.
Thank you, Council President. Item A, performance guarantee release for Pines Beach Estates, AKA Stanley Court Estates, Block 882, Lots 5 and 502, on the official item number 16.27. Item B, authorization to advertise and receive bids, 2021 Capital Improvement Project Mill and Overlay, Newberry Court, Elkton Court, La Terraza Drive, Norway Road, Frederickstead Street, and Innsbrook Drive, on the official item number 16.28. Performance guarantee release for Pinecrest Developers LLC, Hickory Lane and Kevin Court, Block 858, lots 33.01 to 33.08, on the official item number 16.29. Contract change order for improvements to Berkeley Roads 2020, Earl Asphalt Nigerian Associates, a decrease of $5,161.45, on the official item number 16.30. Performance guarantee release, improvements to Berkeley Road 2020, Earl Asphalt, on the official item number 16.31. And item F, vacation of 20-foot wide fire lane easement, 228 Teakwood Drive, Block 1561, Lot 15.
We need a motion for the approval of that street vacation.
Item for that one.
No.
We got a motion?
It's just the initial approval.
Okay.
Anybody for a motion?
Motion. Motion.
Second?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Bacchione.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich.
Yes.
Councilman Burns.
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli.
Yes.
Councilman Buccio.
Yes.
Councilman Gross. Council President Godano.
Yes.
Thank you, Council President.
Thank you.
Through the chair, I have a question for the engineer.
Go ahead.
The waiver of the variance on undersized lots, I thought it expired June 1st. Looking at the ordinance, there's no expiration date on it. It's just sandy houses that were destroyed that had to be raised or demolished by October 21. And that was the reason why we did this waiver on the undersized lots. Do we have to extend that? I thought it terminated June 1st, but it doesn't say that in the ordinance. There's no sunset.
If I threw the chair, we left it open-ended because we know there's still, residents muddling through the REM program and fighting with insurance and the ICC, increased cost compliance, 30,000 insurance. So we kind of left it open because we didn't want to penalize our
Right.
residents while they're going through the
Yeah, there
insurance
seems to be a
process.
lot of action on the
Yeah.
beachfront there. Good. So that's open-ended.
And just to remind the people that are here, these are Sandy impacted victims who lost their, and Sandy was October 29th, 2012. And we're in what, 2021.
Thank you.
Thank you. Number 7, discussion by Township Clerk.
Item A is the 2021-2022 alcoholic beverage license renewals. We have several on the agenda tonight. They've all been checked out through our police department. And the fire official has approved them, so they're all ready to go. They've received tax clearance, and as listed, they're all on the official agendas, each listed separately. And item B is a coin toss approval for South Toms River. That's on the official item 16.32. And the Bayville First Aid Squad is on the official as item 16.33. They've also received approvals from the Traffic Safety Bureau, and the South Toms River Emergency Medical has received a sign-off from all of the emergency squads because they're an outside agency that's still servicing some of our residents. And that's all I have.
Yeah, just for the edification, South Toms River EMS, they answer the calls in Manitou Park for us, so that's why we're allowing them to do a coin toss in Berkeley.
Thank you. Number 8, meeting is now open for public comments. Before we open the meeting for public comment, we would ask that you remain at the podium, and any documents you would like to share with the council can be passed forward. We'll go through the list first, and then after that, if anybody else wants to speak, we'll ask at that time. First up, we have Sal Furlise. Ms. Felicia, state your name and your address, please.
My name is Sal Furlise. I live at 202 Sandalwood Drive in Bayville. I own a rental property at 1006 Bayview Avenue. I want to speak about the one-way proposal for Woodside Boulevard. There's a very large hazard at the intersection of Butler Boulevard.
That's
And
on for
Woodside.
public hearing.
Excuse me?
I just wanted to make sure they know that's on for public hearing tonight.
Okay. At the intersection of Butler Boulevard and Woodside, to my tenants, we have a very large dump truck overturned in my driveway. Please, we have 3 small children living in that house, along with the rest of the family. I'm very concerned for their safety. Now, the hazard I'm referring to is that this truck turned over on my property. And God forbid, one of the kids was in a yard, it would have been the end of it. This was a very, very large truck. This truck tried to make a turn into Woodside going 40 miles an hour. I mean, and he's not the only one that's done it. I've been in that yard, I've seen cars come around that corner, they're going 40 miles an hour, maybe even more. The speed limit on Butler Boulevard is 40 miles an hour. So, about 6 months ago, a truck carrying cases of wine turned the corner again, and it must have been at least 40 miles an hour, dumping a case of wine into my driveway. Now, that's not so bad, but only 2 bottles broke. I have the rest. Okay. I would ask that, especially Councilman Burns, change your thinking on this, please. Let's let the cars enter from Bayview Avenue and exit on Butler, because that's a terrible habit. I understand there's a little bit of a blind side when you go into Woodside off of Bayview Avenue, but it's not as bad as that 40 miles an hour coming around that bend. I'm very, very concerned for my tenants. And I thank you very much for listening to me.
Through the chair, do you want to hold that for public comment for the ordinance?
It's up to you if you rather. You can do it now if you want.
Yeah, I've seen this problem, since that dump truck, anybody coming from Butler heading south on Bayview, they come around that turn real fast there, where your driveway was. But coming north on Bayview to make a left to go to Butler is even a bigger hazard, because you're dodging cars and you're cutting across traffic to come in there. Now that, we worked with the traffic, with Lieutenant Roth, and this was the solution. It's kind of, like I told you earlier, we should just vacate the road and not have any traffic on it. But, it's up to the chief and the safety bureau now. And I think there's a hazard either way, but, you're crossing over traffic to dodge that, and there's that bend there that you can't see a car coming. By the time you go to make it, you got to dodge them or go straight. Yeah. So our intent was to go up to the stop sign to make a left, whereas coming east on Butler to go south on Bayview, you would make that turn. And you're right, it is a smooth turn where you could make it at 40 miles an hour and dump into your driveway. But, I think we need to, if you want safety, it's on tonight for public hearing, but it's a hazard both ways. So
I agree with you. There is a little bit of a blind spot, but it doesn't compare with that 40 miles an hour coming around that bend. I don't know, Jim, if you ever sat in my yard and watched those cars come around that bend, that's scary.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
I do just want to note that it has been reviewed by traffic safety. It has been deemed to be allowed to move forward. I don't want anybody to think that it hasn't been reviewed by the traffic safety division of the police department.
Okay.
And through the chair, what I'm hearing is that the issue is speed. So we can look to see if maybe that section of road should be reduced in speed. Because while, Butler, as, well,
Butler is the county up to Bayview.
but it's he's talking about speeding on Woodside,
The
so.
turnoff is from Butler. that he's
Correct.
talking about.
Speed on Butler, sir.
Well, the
40
speed
miles
on
an
the
hour
speed on Butler, we can ask the county to review. But when they make the turn onto Woodside, if we have that speed limit looked at, it would help from that perspective, because intuitively people that drive that road all the time will know that the speed limit's reduced. Doesn't mean they'll obey it, but the speed limit would be reduced. So we can look at that.
All right.
Through the chair, Mr. President, maybe we should have the council adopt a formal resolution asking the county to conduct a traffic study, speed study with relative to the speed limit, to maybe it warrants, speed study to see if it needs to be reduced or modified. And then I'm sure Chief Santucci heard the comments tonight, so I'm sure over the next 2 weeks he will increase enforcement out there.
I also have another, Mayor, I also have another suggestion. rather than have that smooth curve coming into Woodside, make a 90-degree corner. That would slow the traffic on Berkeley Township. Am I right, Chief?
Through the chair, I did talk with the county about making that a four-way stop from Butler, down Butler, because they're going to be repaving Butler. So that's going to be a racetrack. There's going to be a dog park right adjacent to where your house is. But they said you can't put a stop sign to control speed. But that should be a four-way stop with some type of a blinker there, because that's where the kids get off the bus. It's
Yeah.
just a bad intersection.
Yeah.
I don't know what the accident count is, but I don't think it's really that bad.
Speed study is a good idea because we're all assuming they're doing whatever speed, but a lot of times when you're just standing there, like, we have no way to confirm that. Nobody here is radar certified other than myself and Captain Doan, and, you know, one of us have done that in a while. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it looks, when you're standing out there, it seems, I don't doubt that they are speeding, sir, but, I mean, people are speeding everywhere, but until we actually do it with, like, actual data to know, you know, what the correct way to do it, and it sounds like I'd have to speak to Lieutenant Roth directly, but it sounds like he already approved it to, you know, it sounds like he did already approve it.
We paved Butler.
Yeah, oh, sure, yeah. Yeah, anything fresh and paved.
Through the chair, how about putting a sign up, a speed bump, and put a big speed bump across it?
Oh.
Don't bring up speed bumps.
They work.
Well, speed bumps
work.
are, unfortunately, speed bumps
Yeah.
are illegal.
Bumps.
Speed humps, which are the longer ones, you know, we always get,
Change the contour of the road.
correct.
Right.
That's what they call a speed hump.
You have a sign, you slow down.
No.
Okay, well, that's a good.
Thank you, Sal.
Thank you, Mr. Felice.
Oh, thank you, appreciate it.
So, through the chair, Mr. President, I'd like to make that motion that we ask the county to do the speed study in that particular intersection.
I'll second it.
Roll call.
Councilman Vacchione.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich. Councilman Burns.
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli.
Yes.
Councilman Buccio.
Yes.
Councilman Gross. Council President Godano.
Yes. Next up, we have Donna Amon. Am I saying that correctly? I know last week. I'm close enough? I say the same thing when people pronounce my last name. Close enough.
I'm Donna Amon. I live at
Gotta say it right.
33 Longport Avenue in Bayville. And I wanted to know any updates on our flooding of Longport and Narragansett.
Councilman Burns, you want to
Yeah, the
interject
good
on that?
news is it hasn't rained in 8 days, so.
I know, you're right, right.
But I know if R&V, John and I were out there a couple times last week, especially on the end of Avalon, they're going to be putting like a concrete blanket, but and then around the bend there, they're looking at a bulkhead in conjunction with Ocean Gate there. But John can
Just
answer
so
that.
you
to you.
know, thank you, Mr. Burns. We did get a final survey base map back. We met out there.
Can you talk a little bit louder, because I have other people,
Oh.
and they're not going to say they didn't hear. Yeah,
Hello?
thank you.
We got the survey completed, and we have the base mapping complete. What happened was we went out to take a look at the area with our base mapping, and we ordered some additional survey information because we want to check the dune area as well as the streetway, and we need to go a little further down the bulkhead with our survey information. So we're in the process of reviewing all the grades out there. We've asked for additional survey information. We should have a pretty good game plan by the next meeting as far as what we're going to be doing out there.
Okay,
All
all
right.
right. And I want to, while I'm up here, I just wanted to thank Mr. Tier, because he did something personal for me through the REM program with my first builder. I'm not going to get into it here, but he was very professional, and, you know, I think I called him every Wednesday, and he, you know, he never was like, oh my goodness, it's her again calling me, you know. So he was, he's well deserved that position. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, just to add
Thank
to that,
you.
when R&V comes out to do another survey, the last meeting we did talk about looking at some of the lower grade houses through there that are flooded most of the time. So if we raise the road, we're going to hurt them more. So they're looking to come to a balance there.
Yeah, I don't know if raising, I mean, I'm not an engineer, I'm just secretary, but raising the road, I don't know if that's, the answer, because they're still building, like, I think in the process, they're building another modular home there. And if you raise the road, it's gonna go in, then they're gonna be here, like,
Right.
whatever. So I understand that you have to fix it correctly, but I'm just wanting to know what the update was.
And I share your thoughts on Detective Tier. He's
Thank
one
you.
of the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to speak tonight? Yes, sir. Will you just say your full name, please, and your address? We appreciate it.
Ray Sager, Butler Boulevard. I know the gentleman before spoke about the speeding on Butler. I could 100% confirm that. It's bad on that street. Cars are racing up and down all the time on there. They're running the stop sign at the corner of Serpentine. Someone's going to get T-boned over there one day. Like I said, the speed study is a great idea. Maybe some targeted enforcement might be pretty good over there. It's bad all day and night. Just cars, motorcycles racing up and down the road. Regarding Butler Boulevard, I know last meeting there was some discussion about some work being done, and he spoke about the paving on Butler.
Yes.
Is there any work being done regarding the flooding on the corner of Butler and Serpentine in that area? Those storm drains flood pretty bad, and they've been flooding since I've lived there for 16 years.
I don't think that was into the project.
No, and then hearing about now the paving, that concerns me, because when that, a lot of bad, rainstorms, when that corner floods, it floods up onto my property, floods my neighbor's property, and then the water runs behind my property onto Berkeley property and starts flooding behind my property too. So I'm surrounded by water a lot of the times. I have pictures from a lot of past storms I could provide you guys.
Yeah,
but
through the
it's-
chair, Butler is county.
Yeah, definitely.
Butler is county up to Bayview.
Yeah, those are county storm drains?
Yeah.
I know they reconstructed them a few years back, and actually it seemed to got worse since then. I don't know if they're clogged or something's going on there, but that entire corner, there's 3 storm drains.
Are you right on that bend there?
Yeah, and it floods pretty bad on
What's
even
your
on
house
some
number?
minor storms.
What's your house number?
132.
132 Butler or
Yep.
Serpentine?
Butler. Faces Serpentine. It should face Butler because nobody gets
Right.
deliveries right there.
I'll take a look at it.
But that was one of my concerns, if they're going to pave that road, if any engineering or surveys have been done. They were out there painting lines today, doing stuff today too, so I'm just concerned about, the possibility of more flooding once that's completed.
That's actually a bus stop too there.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to speak? Mr. McGrath, come on up.
Just quick, Bill McGrath, 339 Bayview Avenue. I think Councilman Burns has an excellent idea as far as that intersection. I think you mentioned it, a 4-way stop sign. I think that's appropriate there. To me, it just feels strange having Butler being a throughway there. It just feels strange because there's a tremendous amount of traffic on Bayview Avenue. You have a similar intersection at Veeder and Bayview, and again, they have a 4-way light and stop sign, and it works very, very well when from
County roads there, Meter and Bayview?
Yeah, they're both county roads. And before the light was there, I mean, we used to have cars going through one of the house on the corner there. A car would go right through the house. But again, with the speeding on Butler, it just feels strange that that's a through street to me. I don't know. I'll leave it up to Councilman Burns. If maybe you would want to change your resolution to include investigation of whether or not it should be a 4-way stop sign. I would leave that up to Councilman Burns.
We have signs in the shop. I'll get out there tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. McGrath.
You will not.
Is there anybody else that'd like to come up and speak? May I have a motion to close the public portion of the meeting? Oh, you want to come up? Come on up, sir. If we could just get your full name and address, please, sir.
My name is Nick Kubicek. I'm at 655 East Longport in Ocean Gate. I'm on that corner of Narragansett, East Longport. Big, you saw the flyers. My house is the one with the water around it. And just a point of reference, maybe, I hear a lot of talk about raising the street. they did that the last time they repaved. And, raising the crown of the street just pushes the water off to the sides. And, onto other people's properties. I have about a 4-inch curb. So if you raise the street a couple inches, you can raise my curb a couple inches, you can raise my property a couple inches. It's really not addressing the problem. The problem is the water coming in from the river. And I'd say 85 to 95% of the flooding on that intersection is because of high tides. It's not storm. I mean, we get heavy rains, but it drains off. So I would hope that who's ever going to look into this may look into diverting the water or pumping it over the top of the beach rather than going through the beach. The beach is a dike. You put a pipe through it, it's a hole in the dike. And that's what brings the water in. If you raise the road, it's really not going to help anybody, because when the road floods, they bring cones out and they put them in the center of the road. It pushes the cars to the deep part of the water. It's not going to help the problem at all. Rather than spend a lot of money and effort and go through the expense of raising a road, I would hope that you would consider looking into alternative means.
The one day that Mr. Burns and I were out there, that's one of the areas we drove over to, where the water enters, and we were looking at that, right, Mr. Burns?
Yeah, what is your street number? Longport?
I'm
He's right in that corner, remember?
655 East Longport. I'm the corner of East Longport and Narragansett, 1 block in from the blinking light.
You know where the town, they cut that little swale through the dike there to let the water out? Well, most of the time when you get a northeast and a little higher tide, it comes the other way. And that's where they're proposing to put a bulkhead across there that would keep the river water out.
It's not going to do it. The water comes up through the sewer lines quicker than it comes through that dike area.
Sewer lines or the storm water?
I'm sorry, I say sewer, I'm sorry.
Well, sometimes that doesn't happen with the storm.
Right, now, when I say sewer, I'm sorry. I meant the storm sewers. Even if the water's not coming up on the street, if you look in our storm sewers, the water's there. It's the same level as the river, and that's the only time we really get water in those intersections, is because of the high tides. The regular rainwater, very seldom, So, and they've tried scupper valves.
They don't work, the valves.
They don't work because they're not waterproof. So the tide comes up slow, and the water seeps in. So it seeks its own level. If you made something more waterproof, you need more pressure to push the water out when it does rain. It doesn't work. And again, I'm no engineer, but I'm telling you, the only thing that's going to work there is if you pump that water over the top of the beach or divert it some other way. And over the top of the beach doesn't seem like a crazy idea. I've heard that they've done other things in like Ortley or Seaside. They've had similar things. I haven't gone over there to see what they've done, but just to me, it seems like the logical thing and the most cost-effective thing to do to solve the problem.
I know most of the streets, they do, it doesn't rain, but the high tide, they're all coming up through the, I feel like going out there and putting a basketball in the bay and letting it clog up the pipe.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know if there's any federal grant money that is available. I've heard things that may be available now in those Sandy funds to help flooded areas.
I know there was a grant from
they're supposed to have
the
some
Tom's
kind of
River.
commission thing going on, I think 2 days from now, about green water, something or other in the state. But I guess that's about all I have.
I know there's some grants available for water going into the Toms River system. Mr. McGrath is the chairman of the Waterways.
Okay.
And I know there's some grants for that.
Yeah.
So I know I talked to Alan and John about looking into that.
So,
But-
okay, thank you.
Yeah, I just don't want us to have to raise the road and then drown somebody that didn't raise their house.
And I really don't think raising the road's gonna, it's not gonna solve.
Well, the road's gotta be repaired
You
in
know,
some spots there.
It may help, again, it's not even gonna help the drivers, because when they drop the cones, they're in the center of the intersection. I drag them over towards my property, shove the cars over to the other side of the street. I don't, but it really doesn't help.
It's getting worse.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? May I have a motion to close the public portion of the meeting? Can I have a second? Roll call. All in favor, sorry. Number 9, Resolution 21-217R regarding closed session.
Whereas we are about to discuss matters which deal with one or more of the statutory exceptions under the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, which allows the exclusion of the public during said discussions, and whereas the matters to be discussed relate to personnel, contractual, pending litigation, attorney-client privilege. Whereas this may be disclosed to the public at a time when the necessity for confidentiality no longer exists or within 6 months or less from the date hereof. Now therefore be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Berkeley, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey as follows. 1, that the Township Council shall retire into executive session where the public shall be excluded and where said matter shall be discussed and formal action may be taken with regard thereto. 2, that at the minutes of the executive session shall be closed from the public inspection and shall so remain until the reason for confidentiality ceases to exist or upon formal action by the Township Council at an official meeting within 6 months or less. 3, that at the termination of said executive session, the meeting would be adjourned. May I get a motion to approve? Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bacchione.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich. Yes. Councilman Burns.
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli. Yes. Councilman Buccio. Yes. Councilman Gross. Council President Godano.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Good evening. This is the official meeting of May 24th, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, pursuant to the applicable portions of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law, adequate notice of this meeting has been given. This meeting is posted on the bulletin board located in the corridor of this building and published in the newspaper on January 13th, 2021. Roll call. Councilman Bacchione.
Here.
Councilwoman Gingrich. Councilman Burns.
Present.
Councilman Signorelli.
Here.
Councilman Buccio.
Here.
Councilman Gross. Council President Godano.
Here. Number 3, approval of the official minutes for April 26, 2021. Can I get a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bacchione.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich. Councilman Burns.
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli. Councilman Buccio.
Yes.
Councilman Gross.
Yes.
Council President Godano.
Yes. Number 4, approval of monthly reports as listed. May I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
Get a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bacchione.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich. Yes. Councilman Burns.
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli.
Yeah.
Councilman Buccio.
Yes.
Councilman Gross. Council President Godano.
Yes. Number 5, resolution 21-218R regarding bills and payrolls as listed. Can I get a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
Second. Roll call.
Councilman Bacchione.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich. Councilman Burns.
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli. Councilman Buccio.
Yes.
Councilman Gross. Council President Godano.
Yes. Number 6, public hearing on ordinance 21-13-OA regarding an ordinance of the Township of Berkeley, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, authorizing the vacation of portions of Chadwick Avenue abutting Block 1103, Lot 2, and Block 1104, Lot 1. The meeting is now open for comments on the ordinance. Seeing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing and adopt?
Motion to close and adopt.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bacchione.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich. Councilman Burns.
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli. Councilman Buccio.
Yes.
Councilman Gross. Council President Godano.
Yes. Number 7, public hearing on ordinance 21-14-OA regarding the ordinance of the Township of Berkeley, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending the Township Code so as to amend various sections of Chapter 7 entitled Traffic, Butler Boulevard, exit to Bayview Avenue. This meeting is now open for comments on the ordinance. Seeing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing and adopt?
Motion to close and adopt.
Second? Roll call.
Councilman Becchione?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich? Councilman Burns?
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli?
Yep.
Councilman Buccio?
Yes.
Councilman Gross? Council President Godano?
Yes, number 8, public hearing on ordinance 21-15-OA regarding an ordinance of the Township of Berkeley, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, authorizing a special emergency for the contractual required severance liabilities resulting from the layoff or retirement of the township employees in accordance with NJSA 40A:40-53. The meeting is now open for comments on the ordinance. Seeing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing and adopt?
Motion to close and adopt.
Second? Roll call.
Councilman Becchione?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich? Councilman Burns?
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli?
Yep.
Councilman Buccio?
Yes.
Councilman Gross? Council President Godano?
Yes. Number 9, public hearing on ordinance 21-16-OA regarding an ordinance of the Township of Berkeley, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending the Township Code so as to amend Chapter 2 entitled Administration Waterways Advisory Commission. The meeting is now open for comments on the ordinance. Seeing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing and adopt?
Motion to close and adopt.
Second. Roll call.
Councilman Becchione?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich? Councilman Burns?
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli? Councilman Buccio?
Yes.
Councilman Gross?
All right.
Council President Godano?
Yes, number 10 has been removed, so we're on to number 11, introduction to ordinance 21-18-OA regarding an ordinance of the Township of Berkeley, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, authorizing the vacation of portions of Coyne Avenue, abutting Block 731, Lot 28, and Block 730, Lot 5. May I have a motion to introduce?
Motion introduced.
Second? Roll call. Did I say that right?
Councilman Becchione?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich?
Coyne.
Councilman Burns?
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli?
Yes.
Councilman Buccio?
Yes.
Councilman Gross? Council President Godano?
Yes. Number 12, introduction ordinance 21-19-OA regarding an ordinance of the Township of Berkeley, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, authorizing the acquisition of Block 171, lots 1278 and 1279 by negotiation, purchase, condemnation, or eminent domain. May I have a motion to introduce?
Motion to introduce.
Second. Roll call.
Councilman Becchione?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich?
Condemnation.
Councilman Burns?
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli? Okay. Councilman Buccio?
Condemnation.
Councilman Gross? Council President Godano?
Yes. Condemnation. You gotta help us Italians out sometime.
That's okay.
I don't even know where I was. Are you?
13.
All right, start showing it, please. Number 13, introduction ordinance 21-20-OA regarding an ordinance of the Township of Berkeley, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, authorizing the acquisition of Block 179, lots 916 and 917 by negotiation, purchase, condemnation, I can't say it for some reason, or eminent domain. May I have a motion to introduce?
Motion introduced.
Second. Roll call.
Which one is that?
Council-
These are all the Township Park ones.
Councilman Becchione?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich? Councilman Burns?
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli? Councilman Buccio?
Yes.
Councilman Gross? Council
You
President
better start bringing it
Godano?
then, girl. Yeah, all right, here. Sorry. Number 14, introduction of ordinance 21-21-OA, ordinance of the Township of Berkeley, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, authorizing the acquisition of Block 185, lots 531 and 532 by negotiation, purchase, condemnation, I don't even know, Lauren says it better than I do, or eminent domain. May I have a motion to introduce?
Motion to introduce.
Second, thank you, Johnny. You sound like Wolfman Jack back there.
Councilman Becchione?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich? Councilman Burns?
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli?
Yes.
Councilman Buccio?
Yes.
Councilman Gross? Council President Godano?
Yes. Johnny, I'm liking the velvet voice down there, buddy. Hold on, I'm a little thrown off right now. Lauren just told me she's Italian. Number 15, ordinance, I got you, 21-22-OA, regarding ordinance of the Township of Berkeley, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, to provide for and determine the rate of compensation for certain employee titles and establishing the method of such compensation. May I have a motion to introduce?
Motion to introduce.
Second. Roll call, sorry.
Councilman Becchione?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich? Councilman Burns?
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli?
Yes.
Councilman Buccio?
Yes.
Councilman Gross? Council President Godano?
Yes. Number 16, resolution 21-219-R regarding the consent agenda. May I have a motion to approve item numbers 1 through 37, resolutions 220-256?
I'll make that motion to approve.
Second? Roll call.
Councilman Becchione.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich. Councilman Burns. Councilman Signorelli. Councilman Buccio. Councilman Gross. Council President Godano.
Yes.
All right, I have some add-ons. The first is Resolution 21-257, a resolution requesting the county to conduct a speed study on Bayview.
Any motion to approve?
Bayview and Butler.
Thank you.
Sorry.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call.
Councilman Becchione.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich. Councilman Burns.
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli.
Yes.
Councilman Buccio.
Yes.
Councilman Gross. Council President Godano.
Yes.
Resolution 21-258, authorizing an agreement with Central Regional School District.
Okay, a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second? Roll call.
Councilman Becchione.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich. Councilman Burns.
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli.
Yes.
Councilman Buccio. Councilman Gross. Council President Godano.
Yes.
Resolution 21-259R, appointing a member to the Waterways Commission.
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second. Roll call.
Councilman Becchione.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gingrich. Yes. Councilman Burns.
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli.
Yes.
Councilman Buccio.
Yes.
Councilman Gross. Council President Godano.
Yes.
And finally, introduction of ordinance 21-23
He
OA.
had one other, he was the Board of Adjustment.
It's on there. It was on the official,
How's Brian doing?
number 34. I checked it.
Brian up to a regular?
I guess it didn't have the name, but it's on here. 34, resolution appointing member number 1 to the zoning board of.
Okay,
Yeah. Well, no, because he's the alternate number 1 on the zoning.
but then he brought it
Can you
to
move him up to a
the
regular?
closed session instead of having it part of this. Can we still include it?
Yeah, you didn't remove it from what you just
Okay.
approved.
So what we're gonna do is move
Okay.
alternate member number 1, Brian Gingrich, to become member number 1. And then we're gonna appoint Ralph Ferrara as alternate member number 1.
And who's the other alternates?
Rich Bombardier, Jerry Morey, and Jason Gerb. Now, from what I understand, Jason Gerb hasn't shown up
Never seen him.
in years, so Bev, maybe you can find out. And then we'll replace him in the next meeting. And then we
And I
want,
think you're correct on that. I will check it, but.
and then we want to appoint Brendan Villano as alternate number
did.
2 of the Waterways Advisory.
We did that.
Yeah, that was resolution 21-259.
Is that the plumber?
Okay.
He didn't need any plumbing.
He's a good kid.
So, I'm gonna have 2 more to present then, since we stopped the one. We'll continue with the resolutions. It'll be resolution 21-260, appointing a member to the zoning board of adjustment.
A motion to approve?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Oh, do you want to know my contact picture?
Councilman Becchione. Councilwoman Gingrich. Councilman Burns. Councilman Signorelli.
Yes.
Councilman Buccio. Councilman Gross. Council President Godano.
Yes.
And we'll try this again. Introduction of ordinance 21-23 OA, an ordinance authorizing the amendment to the redevelopment plan.
Can I get a motion to approve?
How do you open? Motion.
Second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Becchione.
Play that from the one.
Councilwoman Gingrich. Councilman Burns.
Yes.
Councilman Signorelli.
Yes.
Councilman Buccio. Councilman Gross. Council President Godano.
Yes. Okay, my motion to adjourn? All in favor?
Yoo-hoo.
Aye.
Because, do you know how many times, we're done.